Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are painting some misty winter trees using watercolors, and I'm going to show you the whole process step by step. So before we get started, just wanted to say that if you're new here, then please do subscribe to my channel for more art and creative content, and also click on the bell notification icon to be notified every time I upload a new video. So let's get on with the painting. So as you can see, I have used a flat brush to wet the entire paper, and now I am using a round, somewhat smaller brush and making some strokes with a very diluted wash of paint. If you can see, it gives kind of an illusion of tree silhouettes, but actually all I'm doing is just creating some lines and shapes just very loosely and randomly. And because the paper is already wet, so the paint slightly diffuses, and that leaves us with a very misty and a very loose effect, and that is what we want. So I'm using different shades of green, and I'm using the paint very loosely, diluting it with a lot of water as I paint along. All the colors that I have used, the brushes, the kind of paper, etc., all this information will be updated in the description box below for your reference. This is the very first wash that I'm creating, so it's very loose, and as you can see, I'm using some water and just blurring out some of the edges of the shapes that I'm creating, and that is what creates the misty effect that we see in photographs. So the further the trees are, the lighter they would be in color and blurrier would be the shapes because they are far away. But if you look at the bottom of the paper, those trees are supposed to be the nearest to our vision, and so I'm using a little bit of a darker paint at the bottom, so that creates an illusion of trees which are nearer. So I'll continue doing this until I'm happy with the first wash. Now I wanted to create the effect of sunlight streaming in through the clouds. So for that I have used a flat brush, and I'm just going to use plain water and draw lines coming from the top towards the bottom of the paper, as you can see. And now I'm going to start painting the trees in a little more detail. So I'm using a less diluted paint this time. The colors remain the same. And I'm taking a little more time to draw out the shape so that they look more like trees and not just silhouettes. Again, you can take your time with this. You can be as precise or as abstract as you like. So basically this is what I'm going to do throughout the entire bottom, I would say 2/3 of the paper. So I'm going to paint different sizes and different shades of trees, and I'm going to keep doing that till I'm happy with what it looks like. In this kind of painting, I believe that it is the colors and the textures that get created. That is what gives it an appeal. That is what you like looking at. So rather than being too precise with the shapes and too intricate with the details, I tried to focus on the techniques, and I tried to focus on keeping it really appealing in terms of colors and in terms of the textures that are getting created with by blurring out some of the paint in some areas, trying to draw some sunlight diffusing in. So that is what makes it interesting in my opinion. So you can continue to create those colors and textures the way you like. And this process is rather therapeutic in my opinion. It just makes me feel so relaxed and so calm, because you're completely in the moment, and you're enjoying the process, so you're not focused as much on the outcome as on the process of creation. And that's what makes art so interesting, so relaxing. So once I've created the trees, I take a wider brush and I'm taking a very diluted wash of color and just tapping the tip of the brush onto the paper. And this creates the illusion of treetops. All you have to do is just tap your brush, and then you feel like there are conical treetops in the distance. And it's very easy to do and creates a lovely effect. Now at the very bottom of the paper, I'm using a very dark wash of green. It's mixed with a lot of black, so it gives a very dark color to the trees, and that's because these trees are the nearest, and so they can be seen most clearly, and they appear to be darker than the ones which are in the far away distance. At this point I wanted to intensify the sun rays a little bit, so I'm taking a clean wet brush, damp brush, and just making strokes, and that's going to lift off some of the paint and create the illusion of the sunshine. Now you could pretty much stop here, but I wanted to add a little something extra to this painting, so I decided to add little touches of gold. So I'm using very little gold paint and creating some highlights on the trees that just lifts up the painting to another new level, I feel like. I hope that today's tutorial was helpful. Do let me know in the comment section below how you liked it. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video and share it with your friends and family. So I'll see you soon in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye.